Good morning, loves. So, wanted to share something. I had this really amazing experience in a meditation recently. So, I had what I call an accident. It really wasn't like a physical accident. It wasn't like I was in a car accident or damaged myself, parasailing or something, interesting like that. It wasn't like that, but I had this massive trauma about like 4.5 years ago. It was like around early June of 2018. I had this thing go down where I had I was in this relationship. I know, God, it just sounds so trite. Sounds so like, brother, like, why is that any big deal? But this relationship was really significant to me because I had I had trained for it. I had trained for it. I had waited for it. It was like at least 6 years that I had remained single, waiting for something extraordinary. I was waiting for something extraordinary. I was really inspired. My niece had passed away in 2012, and I was just changed, and I had decided I would never settle for anything less than what I perceived that she had with this person she was with. My niece passed away in a motorcycle accident with this young man. And they really did have like the cutest relationship. They used to leave each other all these love notes, and they were really weird about numbers, kind of like me. I didn't know my niece was so into numbers like I am, but they would put notes like in the condensation of the car window. And something about that, just I perceived that I I would never settle for anything less than that. And so I had met this person under like really strange circumstances, and in my first couple of months with him, I really thought that was it for me. I did. I thought this was the person for me, and I just jumped off a cliff with this guy. And I didn't even really tell very many people about it because I knew what they would say. You know how people are. Be careful. Be careful, God, guard your heart. Yes, guard your heart. So I went in with this thing, I basically jumped off a cliff and didn't land well. It was a very traumatic ending for me. And I haven't spoken with him to know what it was like for him, and I actually don't. That chapter of my life is completely over. But what it did was it put this injury to my brain. I mean, I could hardly function in the beginning. I was really having a hard time, and then I had some other stuff going on in my life as well, but it made a lasting impression. Anyway, so I had like decided on someone else. And I mean, it could be argued that I decided on someone else partly because I didn't really want to think about it. And I think that's as valid a reason as anything to plan a future instead of focusing on this thing that had happened. So I focused on the new. And I had like this new person that I was like very focused on, and so I did all of the things to have this come into my physicality. But so I'm in this fast forward to this meditation. So I'm in this meditation, and I'm getting this clear message about myself. And the message was, it's like, you think that you can jump off a cliff again Are you willing to give up control? Are you willing to give up control? Like, control is a big issue with me, feeling the sense of control. But so when you really, really sit down and analyze it, control is an illusion. Control is the illusion that we have control. We think we have control. And we are absolutely out of control. We are dependent on something for every part of our being, every cell of our body. Like, we're dependent on our car to get somewhere. We're dependent on our legs to be able to move, to go from one place to the other. I mean, I just want to hit this point home that control is an illusion. We are absolutely not in control, but we like to think we're in control. So I'm in the meditation and I'm confronted with this, okay, chica, you think you can do this thing. You think you can go on this adventure again. And it basically said, you're going to have to relinquish control. I used to have these visions like years ago of me, and like I was driving in a car and I was a writer, and I was so happy, and I was in this like convertible, and I was free. I was like free. I didn't have to worry about anything, but I was in the driver's seat. In this meditation, what ended up happening was there was this door that opened, to a vehicle. I got in the vehicle with what I perceived to be somebody that I would want to be in the vehicle with, so that was nice. Somebody that I might take a chance and allow them to drive the vehicle. So I get in this vehicle and it starts going like really fast. It's going really fast. And I'm in the passenger seat. I'm not in the driver's seat on this thing. And all of a sudden this vehicle takes off like a rocket ship. And I got this perception that we were like going up into the stratosphere, like we were going up into space. It was absolutely delicious. And I made the decision. I just maybe even said out loud, I don't know, but it's like I have a willingness to relinquish control and jump off a cliff. And this is the thing that I know that I didn't know before. As much as I know now is that whatever comes, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I might be sad and my heart might be crushed. It's always a risk. It's always a risk with something that just is like the thing that just sort of makes your heart burn. It's a risk to like just really sing your song and to put yourself out there. And you could crash and burn like I did. I crashed and burned. It burned so bad, but this is what I learned, is that I learned a lot. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I just got to tell this story just really fast about that what I learned in that was that it was me. It was my experience of myself. It wasn't even really about him. I just loved loving. I loved the act of just loving. I loved taking care of him, and I got to experience what it felt like to love, and I got to experience what I perceived to be the best of myself, at least to that point. And it was amazing. I'm really excited about what's to come. But anyway, I just wanted to share. I love you guys. I'll be back.